Okay. Speaking of the woke mind virus, we got AOC over here who is telling, illegal immigrants while they were here in America to say, like, hey, this is how you need a dip, dive, duck, and get away from ICE. Well, honey, that's illegal.
If ICE comes to your workplace, if ICE comes to your workplace, if ICE comes to your door, you do not have to open the door. And if they want to keep asking you questions, you say, I would like to speak to my attorney.
You don't have a right to an attorney because you're not a United States citizen. So you don't get that. So no, technically you do have to open up the door. And you do got to get the hell out.
In New York and California, you have a right to an attorney, including if you are undocumented.
Is this because you're in a sanctuary city? Because if so, we need no.
That up to DOJ. What I find disturbing is that any member of Congress wants to educate people how they evade law enforcement.
Holman was upset, I suppose, because he felt that you were giving advice to people who were here illegally. Mm-hmm. Were you?
I was giving advice to all of my constituents.
So yes. The answer is yes.
Yeah. There is a member of the Trump administration who is threatening and seeks to open an inquiry. And are you going to do it?
For far too long, the leftists just felt like they could openly commit crimes and nobody on the other side would be...
Hold on, I'm sorry.
To all of my constituents. Yeah. There is a member of the Trump administration who is threatening and seeks to open an inquiry. And are you going to do it?
Look at his face. He's like, what are you even talking about? He's like, what happened to the left? This used to be my team. I can't even get behind my team anymore.
For far too long, the leftists just felt like they could openly commit crimes and nobody on the other side would be willing to go after them, as traditionally, prosecuting your political enemies was seen as antithetical to democracy, so these Democrats could assume they were safe, as the first time Trump talked about going after Democrats.
Because you'd be in jail.
Oh!
Secretary Clinton.
Headlines like these were everywhere. As CNN reported, Trump threatens to jail her if he wins the election. So after Trump won in 2016, he just let her be and moved on.
No, in fact, he didn't just let her be and moved on. When he was asked about it, he said it would be a bad look for the president to put a former president's wife in jail. Trump understood. He took his personal hatred or disdain for somebody and put that aside as a leader because it would make him look bad to his people who he's supposed to lead. You know what I mean? Like that, to me, that's the leadership qualities.
But ever since the left actually prosecuted Trump and convicted him of several felonies, he may not feel the same way he did before.
Probably not.
Worry that targeting an individual firm or individuals who aren't Jack Smith.
Excuse me, I've been targeted for 4 years, longer than that. So you don't tell me about targeting. I was the target of corrupt politicians for 4 years, and then 4 years after that.
I don't think he will pursue
don't talk
this.
to me about targeting.
As they actually put Trump in the position of win the election or go to prison. So
Pretty
this
much.
administration really feels like the gloves are finally off. Even from the beginning, when he picked his VP, he didn't do the traditional safe thing and select someone to
Bro was a gun target also? Yeah, gun target twice. And one of the guys has some weird connections with the Ukrainian military. And Zelensky went on campaign and endorsed the Democratic nominee, Kamala Harris. I'm just saying we're plotting lines on a graph. I don't know how many we're going to need, but I'm planting them.
contrast his positions within the party, like Pence, he picked another MAGA candidate, doubling down on his existing audience. And although a lot of people would like to see Trump go after AOC, I honestly believe it would backfire. The same way the Democrats thought a Trump with 34 felonies would hurt his chances, it only served as a rallying point for...
At the end of the day, we're trying to be a merit-based society. We're not trying to stoop low, right? That's stooping low to your, like, playing in the mud. We're not going to play in the mud. We're gonna do this classy. We're gonna do this above the waist, and we're going to do this above ground.
his base. And even though I'm not too concerned
Kamala's
about
Ukrainian
an
asset
AOC
now?
running for president,
I guess with the
I
Russian logic, then
100%
yeah.
believe if she got a mugshot like Trump standing up for a liberal issue by standing against
That
Donald
would help
Trump,
her. That would help her.
catapult her career forward faster than anything. As she might
This is
not be
true.
the smartest person, but neither was Biden.
I promised I was going to have a candidate that looked like America. And it does. More minorities, more women, more labor. I'm serious.
Yeah, I'm serious. We need more of it. Give me more of them illegals. More of them unsolicited large budget purchases. Yeah, give us more. I mean it. You did good. Proud of yourself. Yeah, you did it. You funded it. Yeah, more men and women's sports. Yeah.
Think about it.
Think about
And before the entire mainstream media turned against him after his horrendous debate
What an
performance,
idiot.
every Democrat in
Oh,
the
what a
country
fucking
was
joke.
100% behind Biden. So the bar for Democrat presidential candidates has never been lower. They just had to play the part. She despises Elon Musk.
Elon Musk is not.
What is my fear from kind of trying to be center, but definitely center right now, is AOC is kind of hot. If AOC used her assets in a way, she could gain a large following, if you get what I'm saying.
Not a scientist. He is not an engineer. He is a billionaire con man with a lot of money. He does not have this kind of good background.
Talks to her voters like they're kindergartners.
Understand that authoritarians are kind of like the wizard in The Wizard of Oz.
And has brief moments of clarity.
Wherever there's a hypocritical window.
I'm not going to lie, this sounds like my leadership at work.
For example, I think one of the most biggest examples of this is insider trading in Congress. Like,
Dude. I don't.
Well, let's be clear. She oftentimes has insights like this, or when she called out the $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill being over 4,000 pages long and only receiving it hours before she was expected to vote on it. But when it comes down to actual action, she does whatever the
Who will?
establishment
She
and Nancy
leads?
Pelosi
Simp?
tells her to.
Yes,
Which
but
sadly
there's a lot of
makes
simps.
her the ideal candidate for low information voters and the Democrats. She's a very recognizable figure in pop culture.
Yep.
She says all the things young people want to hear, but still.
And she also understands the importance of Twitch and YouTube and live streaming. Like AOC, I may not be a fan of her at all, but I will respect that she knows how to play the game and knows how to win in this system. I'll give it to her. I may not agree with a lot of what she says, like 98%. I will tip my hat to that though. She understands it better than me. She knows how to work that system way better than me.
Still votes 100% in line with the establishment. So I don't think gifting them with a mugshot is going to do much for the cause, because all we really want is this whole culture of crime to stop, and there's other ways to accomplish this. As when ICE conducts raids on Venezuelan gangs,
Keep on going. It took hundreds of them to do this today. How many people did they get today? They got five people. That sucks, right?
If they're shouting and helping these people get away with bullhorns, how is that legal?
You're exactly right. When
It's
it comes
not.
to they cross the line of impediment, and that's why I'm working very close, starting this morning with Department of Justice, and where do they cross that line of impediment? So they may find themselves in a pair of handcuffs very soon.
Are we in like 360p?
as AOC giving
Nope.
out pretty much the most bare bones legal advice ever in English. That shouldn't be happening, but I don't know how effective that is compared to these groups straight up impeding police activity and protecting criminal gangs, as this should be the
Yeah, you
most
probably
open
should
and
get them
shut case
first.
ever. And they aren't the only ones, as this lady in Colorado is giving them specific instructions.
Yeah, you don't have to open the door. No la puerta without an order.
And all the way in California, there are similar groups.
I mean, I guess minus New York and California, because I don't know. I think she's lying.
Groups.
We are super happy to report that once the agents saw that they were being recorded and that the people were alerting the community with the megaphone, nobody was taken.
Wow. These people just are That should be open. That should be a pretty easy case, right? You're going on film or whatnot.
Speaking to the specific
Get out,
incident,
get out,
other than
signal.
to say
Run like roaches. Spread.
it was not
Rápidamente,
a
mi
raid
amigos. Rápidamente.
or sleep.
Roach out.
And over in Illinois, they're actually providing them with supplies.
Be like Autobots and roll out.
The threat of mass deportations has meant more people are afraid to come to the store to get the items they need.
Now we're having to shift a lot of our operations to being mobile because people are afraid to leave the house.
Right now,
This is a temporary issue. This is not going to be a permanent issue. And I understand that right now it's in their face and they don't like it. They have to deal with it now. But this isn't going to be an issue that's going to be persistent a year from now.
Volunteers are scrambling to pack up this store because the location has been sold, and they're going to need help from the community in order to continue their work.
And people shouldn't be mad at ICE. People should be mad at the previous administration that allowed this issue to even come about. Right? That's the real problem.
These left-wing...
And honestly, it's not even being about right or wrong. It's about being effective. So go ahead. Get these people out. It may be uncomfortable now. But once more, in a year from now, 18 months from now, it'll be completely different.
Groups have become so
and that's
going to
get here
with
sooner than we
crime,
think.
They don't mind doing interviews with the local news or even giving their groups official names for people to track them down by. But what's insane is people on TikTok are actually coming together to set up ICE trackers.
Yesterday, as you can see in the map behind me, was a pretty busy day with a total of 235 reportings on the map. Big hotspots yesterday included the Aurora, Denver, Colorado area.
And she wasn't the only one, as they're out there doing daily updates on how to evade law enforcement.
This is the second cop that was spotted by Point Ruston in Tacoma. This one specifically wasn't undercover. Watch out, guys. Starting off, there was a tip that was posted last night that off Chrome app.
So many of these people are probably working off old information too online of like saying cops have to like have the lights on to be able to pull you over. No, the fuck they don't.
Avenue in Homestead, Florida. They were supposed to be walking the street all day. It seems that they have started that around 10:23 a.m. So at 7:50 a.m. at 3 Avenue Northwest in Renton, Washington, they were parked. There's 2 reports of that.
I know some people thought this would be
This is
aiding
insane.
and abetting. Tom Homan was calling it impediment, but I honestly wonder if they can get charged for harboring a fugitive as a
valid
misconception the left has about these ICE raids is they aren't just looking for random people without papers. They're only going after known criminals, where they can turn themselves in, or if they have to go out and find them, and they're amongst other undocumented individuals,
Then
only
they get
then
scooped
will
up too.
those people be detained as well. So if they're going after a known criminal, and you have these TikTokers helping them with ICE maps, or providing them with supplies while they hide, or using a megaphone to announce ICE's arrival, I feel like everybody down that line should be at least tried for harboring a fugitive.
That's very fair. Unfortunately, I don't think that'll happen, but I definitely think that that should be the fear in their eyes, or the fear that they have, because it's insane that they, as he says, it's just going after criminals. These aren't going after the people working in your Mexican restaurant, unless they selling drugs, unless what kind of street tacos you ordering.
And should that fugitive go on to commit another crime, these activists should be considered accomplices. Even if they think they're just providing snacks or attending a protest in a parking lot, if these feds were looking for a criminal and you help them get away to commit
ignorance isn't get you out of crime.
Another crime, you are equally as guilty in my mind. And that's the problem these people have, is they have no idea who these individuals they're assisting are, or what their criminal records might be. They just know this is a Donald Trump initiative, so by default, they just want to be loudly against it. But if this administration just goes across the country and very publicly arrests these groups for very serious crimes with long prison sentences, I imagine this would all disappear within weeks. As remember all those oil activists?
I think it'll be
seemed
longer
like
than
every
weeks,
single
but
month they were cementing themselves to the streets, spray painting airplanes, or putting orange paint over paintings, until they threw serious prison sentences to a bunch of them all at the same time. And for over 5 months, we haven't heard a single thing about them since. It's almost like the criminal justice system actually works when it's actually allowed to work. But
insane!
We'll see what Tom Homan and Donald Trump actually do, as you don't want them to not arrest somebody based on the backlash politically.
I'm curious, what, like, my Indian brethren, what do you guys think about immigration? What is immigration like in India? Do you guys have this kind of issue? I felt like it'd be kind of different because India is different than like the United States in the sense that like Bangladesh, Peru, Kashmir, Mumbai, all of those places have different laws and governance and X, Y, and Z. So I feel like it's a little different, but still would like to hear your opinion.
But at least it looks like they're finally gonna deliver. So if you appreciate my insights, I'd hold a commentary on how America is finally back.
Let's see this. Let's see the comments. Imagine telling criminals to resist your own country's authorities as a politician. This is what I'm insane. Bro, illegal Bangladeshis get job treatment. What does that mean? Do they get like preference? No Democrats ever go to jail. We need to stop being the nice guys. I disagree with this. I'm gonna take this away because I don't want to push anything negative. But I think we need to be the standard, right? We need to be the standard and be the bigger people. AOC gives a bad look to bartenders. That's good. I was giving advice to all my constituents. If they're here illegally, they're not your constituents. And in fact, are you then harboring, fugitives? This is bulldozer treatment. What does that mean? Illegal immigration is bad. Okay, I'm glad that we could agree. Legal immigration is good. Legal immigration, very good. Legal immigration, very good. Illegal immigration, very bad. Very bad, very bad. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, then please like the video, subscribe, and if you really like it, then share it with some of your friends. My goal here is to spread a positive message while sprinkling my 2 cents on big topics like American, Indian, and world geopolitics, and even small stuff like Twitch drama and online debacles. And if you want to see it live, come join me over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ActuallyElrod. That's where I'm going to do all my reactions, and after the reactions, that's where we get down a game. And if you're like, hey, I have a video that I want this dude to sprinkle his 2 cents on, then come over on my Discord and let me know and join the community there. And while we're at it, I have to say thank you to everybody who has made that Discord just so poppin'. I never thought I'd have a Discord that's so flowing. It's really cool to see. Shout out to you, Bobby, Omni, Demon, all of you who have been in there who are just super active. Logie, you're the man. Logie is the one who's like modding and helping run the server, so thank you, Logie. Lastly, I challenge you. I have a challenge for you. Make somebody laugh today. We all know there's enough hate and vitriol in the world. If energy is contagious like the flu, then let's spread and get everyone contagious with our positive energy, right? Not negative energy, because there's so much of that. And if we could just be a small little change in someone's day, then you never know. Maybe that's the thing that starts shifting this world to a happier, healthier, just better place. And with all of that said and done, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.